Good evening here at the Sanma Stadium, where today we have Real Mallorca facing up against Espanyol here at the Sanma Stadium. We're just about 10 minutes away from kickoff, and we still have plenty to talk about for the La Liga round 28. We're just about 3 quarters through the La Liga, and we've still got about a quarter left to go, a few months still left to play. We have a Real Mallorca that's in desperate need of those 3 points out there today, and an Espanyol side that started off the league very, very well, but now are starting to decline quite heavily. So, before we get into it, my name is Daniel Armstrong. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's YouTube Play Red Live channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like, and to turn on push notifications to never miss out on any week matches out. Now we're going to get right into it, and we're going to talk about last time out for Real Mallorca, and of course the elephant in the room. We're going to be talking about the new manager for Real Mallorca, who of course has been putting in his work within these last 2 weeks since he arrived. Martin de Michelis is his name. In case you haven't heard of him, the Argentinian manager who's arrived here at Real Mallorca to change the ways, to change a new system, as it's just not been going the way that it's supposed to be going for Real Mallorca this season. It really hasn't been a good season, and I think most Real Mallorca fans would have been expecting a lot better. I will say, as a Real Mallorca fan myself, not just a commentator and a match analyzer, I will say it really has been disappointing, the results that they've been getting this season. If we're comparing it to last season, the progress they've made up until now, I mean, this season should have been a brilliant season. The last 2 seasons were the breakout seasons, and this one was supposed to be another good one, but it all went wrong. It all went downhill. Jacob Arrasate was sacked about 2 to 3 weeks ago and replaced with a new manager, as we all know. So there's definitely been changes. It's definitely been going wrong. Whether it was, Jacob's, to say fault, whether it was his system that wasn't working or his connection with the players, I guess we'll see throughout these next few weeks if it was a problem with the manager or not. But either way, as we know, last season Jacob Arrasate did a brilliant job with this side. He took Real Mallorca to special places, and they almost qualified for European football. They ended in the top 10. They got over 50 points. It was seriously just an absolutely amazing season last time out, and that was under his name. He was the one managing the team, so whether it was different this season or not because of him, again, I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks. Either way, let's just have a quick look while we're waiting for kickoff. We're still about 7 or 8 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take a look at the last time out for Real Mallorca, and that was when they faced up against Osasuna. Real Mallorca earned a draw away from home in their most recent LaLiga match, and it was Vedran Moriki who scored twice for Real Mallorca, helping the visitors take a point after a competitive match in Pamplona. Now, both sides created chances, but neither could find the late winner, leaving the match level at full time. And one thing we will have to say is that Real Mallorca, they were leading 2-0 up until the 89th minute, where Osasuna managed to get one back. The referee added on about 7 to 8 minutes, and you just knew it was going to happen. 7 or 8 minutes added on, Osasuna got one back, and then in the 94th, they went ahead and got another one back. Real Mallorca leading 2-0 with just about 7 or 8 minutes to go and conceding 2 goals. It really was disappointing in that aspect, because the performance was just brilliant last week out from Real Mallorca. Up against an Osasuna side that's really difficult to play against when it's at their home stadium. And Osasuna the last few weeks have been known for playing really well at home. Not even last few weeks, but I would say in general this season at home, Osasuna are a really tough side to take on, and Real Mallorca took the lead 2-0 in. First half was brilliant from Real Mallorca. The second half, I think they dropped the intensity a little bit, but it was still good. Again, Real Mallorca were just the better side by far in that matchup. It should have been a 2-0 victory for them, but unfortunately, they just couldn't hold on to the lead. It's something we've seen quite often this season, Real Mallorca not being able to hold on to the lead. And, it really is a shame, because the 3 points last week out would have been huge for Real Mallorca. Any 3 points within, for what's remaining of the season are huge for Real Mallorca. But, the positive side, it was a really good performance really was. You could see, I think, the new changes already of the new manager, Martin de Michelis. I think you could see the new system, maybe a fresh air flowing into that system. So again, brilliant performance. They still did get a point. It's better than no points. Despite giving away the lead, it's still a point at a complicated stadium. So a good, decent result last week out. They need to do better in that aspect, but overall a positive result. Unfortunately, also last week out, a bit of an elephant in the room was Gianvirgili sent off in the 73rd minute due to a very controversial tackle, as we have been seeing rumoring around on social media within the last few weeks. Now, if you ask my opinion, it really is a bit of a harsh one from the referee, but it's, also a really silly challenge from Gianvirgili. He just had no need to make that challenge. Real Mallorca leading 2-0 up in the 73rd minute, and you decide to commit a challenge like that for absolutely no reason to get a man sent off. And it certainly didn't help Real Mallorca. But to be fair, Osasuna also got a man sent off in the 83rd minute. So, it was 10 men versus 10 men in the end. But, still no excuse. It was really poor from Gianvirgili, which is such a shame because he was playing very well out there last week out. But, just committed a tackle that just had no need. And now he's been suspended, not for one match, but for two. So he'll be missing this week and next week, which really is a big fault for Real Mallorca because he is a huge player for them this season. It really has been. Although despite not making it in the starting lineup, Gianvirgili last week out, he came off of the bench. Maybe Martin de Michelis thinks that he just doesn't fit in his system at the minute. But again, the new manager's just arrived. It's only been his first game, so yeah, I mean, Gianvirgili, as we all know, he's been absolutely brilliant this season for Real Mallorca. A huge important player, and a shame for him to be missing, well, not just this week, but next week out also too. Anyways, enough of that. We're just about a few minutes away from kickoff. Today, it's been a brilliant atmosphere at the Son Mas Stadium. The fans really have turned up on this one. This is one of the busiest I've seen the stadiums in a long time. And I mean, looking at the videos, looking at the people and the atmosphere, it should be a really good matchup out there today, especially for Real Mallorca. And I mean, I think all the advantages are in their favor. They're playing at home. They've got a huge crowd out there today. They've got plenty of support. They're facing up against Espanyol's side that's really just not been there within these last few weeks. They started off really strong this season, Espanyol. They were a scary team to face. But last few weeks, and I mean, not even last few weeks, I'd say maybe last 2 months, it's just been terrible for Espanyol. No results at all, no draws, no wins. Almost a bit like Real Mallorca, to be fair, when it comes to the result aspects. But the difference is, these two sides, of course, where they're sitting in the table. And I mean, Real Mallorca are at 18th place with 25 points. And Espanyol are at 7th place with 37 points. Yes, they're 7th place, even though they haven't won a match in 10 matches. And I mean, that just tells you how well they started off the season. But, they haven't won in 10 matches. It's been really poor results for them. Kind of like Real Mallorca, if we're being honest. So the advantages should be for Real Mallorca out there today. We can see, and I mean, just looking at the images, how busy it is out there today. And if you did see the videos online before kickoff, it was absolutely kicking off at the Son Mas Stadium today. Plenty of fans showing up to put in their support, and in a good way, not in a bad way. And of course, there is Martin de Michelis, the new manager for Real Mallorca. saying hello to everyone, greeting everyone as the Real Mallorca players line up here at the Son Mas Stadium. And Real Mallorca, of course, playing in the classic red and black, and Espanyol playing in their away kits in the white and blue. And it is a sunny one, but also a rainy one out there today. We've seen a bit of rain falling, despite the sunshine being out. So now, the players are lining up here at the Son Mas Stadium. And one big change we've seen for Martin De Michelis is, of course, Pablo Torre now starting so far in every match for Real Mallorca. You know, when Jacob Arrasate was in charge, we saw Pablo Torre coming on when there was about 3 to 4 minutes left in the match, despite being a key new signing that they made this summer from the Barcelona Academy. And now he's starting every match. And I mean, at the start of the season, he was getting lots of minutes. He was pretty much a starter. But then all of a sudden with Jacob Arrasate, he was playing only about 3 to 4 minutes. And now Martin De Michelis has come on and he said, hey, Pablo Torre, you're starting for my team. So new changes definitely with the new man in charge. And I think he is an important player, Pablo Torre. But the problem with his position, of course, in center attacking mid is that Sergi Derder sitting on the bench now every match, which is a player that we usually see very often in this Real Mallorca squad. And I mean, this season, he's definitely been very quiet, Sergi Derder. He's not been at his usual brilliant form. And last season, he was the most important player for Real Mallorca. But now this season, it's just not been going as well for him. So now here at the Son Mas Stadium, it's Real Mallorca that are going to kick off the match. And look at the beautiful sunshine out there today for this 2 p.m. kickoff here in Palma de Mallorca. And the referee blows the whistle. And we're on the way. So very, very excited for this one. I'm really hoping for a good result for Real Mallorca out there today. And I really think today is the day to do it. So again, as we can see, this is starting to be the usual lineup for Martin De Michelis, with Pablo Torres starting in the center attacking mid position. Here come Espanyol with a bit of a counter attack there. And I think the elephant in the room out there today might be that man up front for Real Mallorca. It's Vilamuriki, who so far has got 18 goals in the LaLiga division. Yes, 18 goals. Absolutely brilliant from the Pirate, the second maximum goal scorer in the league. And who knows, he might even catch the number 1, Kylian Mbappe, who's on 23. You never know. And I mean, for Vilamuriki to be the second maximum goal scorer with 18 goals, despite Real Mallorca being in the relegation zone. I mean, how much of a good striker do you have to be? He converts over 60% of Real Mallorca's goals this season, so that tells you how important he is. So now a corner for Espanyol in the first 2 minutes of this matchup. Putting in the cross into that first post. It's cleared by Vilamuriki. And Espanyol still in possession. They're going to try and put in the cross. And the danger is dealt with. Real Mallorca tried clearing it. In the end, it was awarded as an offside position, so the ball is going to be awarded to Real Mallorca. And I'm more than sure that Espanyol will know to keep an eye on Vedat Muriqi. If they can just keep an eye on him and say, hey, we have to stop him, then maybe they can stop Real Mallorca from getting a few goals out there today. Lovely effort there from Pablo Maffeo to try and play the ball into Mateo Joseph. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. And you know, Real Mallorca, they just can't rely on Vedat Muriqi all the time to score and every time to get the goals. They need more ways to push forward. And I think Espanyol will know that, and they'll just say, right, everyone keep an eye on Vedat Muriqi, do not let him go through, keep two man on him at all times. So Real Mallorca will need to look for more ways to push the ball forward. And now giving the ball away poorly there, Pablo Maffeo. Here come Espanyol, it's Dolan, he plays it forward. He gets taken down. The referee says no foul, the play continues. Espanyol still in possession now. And you could see Dolan took a bit of a strike there to the stomach. He is back up on his feet. Espanyol playing it all the way back to Dimitrovic. And this Espanyol side started off the league as, I would argue, one of the best teams in the league. They started off brilliantly, winning almost every match, beating almost every team. Espanyol, you know, had a flying start, but I think as the season played out, they just started to drop form slowly. Now Pablo Torre into Samu Costa. Here's Vedat Muriqi. He's going to play it into Mojica. Martin Valgent. And Real Mallorca are going to restart the play it down that right-hand side. And of course, Real Mallorca have plenty of more interesting names in the lineup, not just Vedat Muriqi, but we've seen dangerous players out there. You know, Samu Costa, a brilliant centre defensive mid this season and throughout the last 2 seasons for Real Mallorca. Big clubs have been keeping an eye on his name and valued over about 12 million. He is a key player for Real Mallorca. He's just an absolute defensive machine. So now here comes Dolan. Dolan up against Mojica. He puts in the cross. And Martin Valgent dealing with the danger. But it is going to be a corner for Espanyol. There's Abdon Prats in the stands watching his team play on. So it's going to be a second corner now for Espanyol in this matchup. Esposito putting in the cross. Real Mallorca dealing with it. Dolan attempts the shot. And Leo Roman. The ball just slips out of his hands and he gives away another corner. And a bit clumsy that from Leo Roman to give away a corner there. He just tries to pick up the ball, but maybe he was coming at a bit of a difficult position, and in the end, he just gives away a corner. So another corner now for Espanyol. And Exposito's going to put in the cross. Puts into that second post. It's cleared again by Real Mallorca. Exposito gets the rebound. Manu Morlanes defending it very, very well. Now Manu Morlanes. Brilliant play from him. Mateo Joseph finds himself cornered. Espanyol get the ball back. Here they come. Espanyol put in the low cross. And Samu Costa was there to cut out the pass, but another dangerous chance for Espanyol. So now, Espanyol to put in the throw-in. El Hiali tries playing it short into Gonzalez. It doesn't work out for them. And last week out for Espanyol, they didn't exactly get the result that they wanted. Playing at home, Espanyol held it to a draw at home in their most recent LaLiga match last week out. They took the lead, but eventually Oviedo responded to equalize, leaving both sides with a point after a competitive match at the RCD Stadium. So a draw up against the team with the least points in the La Liga division, up against Real Oviedo at home. Definitely not the result they wanted. Now Mojica looking for Vlamuriki, who gets taken down. And is the referee going to award the foul or not? That's the question. It's Rydell who just, as you can see, gives Vlamuriki a shove there from behind. We'll take a look. And he clearly uses his hands to shove him. The referee did award the free kick in the end. Clearly a foul there by Rydell. Lucky to not pick up a yellow card he is. So now it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca and a set-piece play potentially. Mojica puts in the cross. Muriqi does find it, but he just can't get the header on target. So a goal kick for Espanyol. I think the cross there from Johan Mojica was just going a bit too wide. For that, Muriqi couldn't get much of an angle on it. Now Espanyol trying to play from at the back, and Johan Mojica deals with the danger, and it's going to be another goal kick for Espanyol. And I think for Real Mallorca, it really is a big test out there for them today, because if they can't get the result, if they can't get the 3 points out there today, then it really will say a lot. You know, with the new manager on charge, with the new system, you'd really hope for a decent result out there today. And we did see a decent performance last week out, up against a tough side. So, up against this Osasuna side, they played very well. Now the question is, can they play well up against this Espanyol side? So now Real Mallorca in possession, playing it through the middle. Dangerous pass from Samu Costa. He gets the ball back in the end for them. So now Mojica can drive down that left wing. Mojica back into Pablo Torre. Manu Morlanes. Here's Omar Mascarell. Manu Morlanes. Pablo Torre. Lovely ball into Mojica. Mojica puts in the cross. He finds Mateo Joseph, who gets the shot off. The shot was blocked in the end. Lovely build-up play from Real Mallorca, and look at that through ball from Pablo Torre into Mojica. Absolutely brilliant. Mateo Joseph claimed for the handball, but in the end, the offside flag went up, I believe. And no offside there from Mojica. I think the referee made a bit of a mistake there. Clearly no offside from Johan Mojica. I'm not quite sure where he's awarded an offside from. So a brilliant, lovely little build-up play there from Real Mallorca. And you can just see how important Pablo Torres in this Real Mallorca squad now. Just look at the through ball there, the creativity from him. And I do think the new manager, Martin De Michelis, is making the right choice by starting him. And we can just see the talent in the young player. So now here's Mojica. He's going to put in the cross, just looking for Vedat Muriqi. He's got good intentions, but it's just too much height on it. It rolls out, goes past that second post, and it's going to be a throw-in. So you can see the referee said offside there, even though it doesn't hit Vedat Muriqi. It clearly hits Rydell. So it definitely wasn't an offside there in the previous chance. Now here's Dolan. He plays a lovely ball into El Hiali. Martin Valjean gets there first and clears it away. Lovely effort there and a great ball from Dolan. So far both sides looking very good in this first half. 14 minutes in. And it's looking very good. Now Mateo Joseph brings it down very well. Here's Mateo Joseph running forward. He tries playing it into Vedat Muriqi, but in the end, Espanyol get the ball back, and now they can break on the counter-attack. They're going to play out wide into Dolan. Dolan plays into Romero. Romero tries putting in the cross. And in the end, a goal kick for Real Mallorca as the cross was dealt with by Johan Mojica. We'll take a look. And I mean, definitely the wrong call again there, I think, by the referee. Definitely was a corner kick. I think it's been poor refereeing. A lot of mistakes already in these first 16 minutes. So now here's Maffeo. He's going to play it back. And they take it all the way back to Leo Roman. And one thing I find interesting about this Real Mallorca squad is the amount of goals they've managed to concede. They are the side to concede the most amount of goals this season, conceding over 40 goals already. And I do believe it is a record for the most goals conceded in the LaLiga division. And that pretty much just tells you how badly it's been going defensively for Real Mallorca. So now Manu Morlanes ends up committing the free kick on Quique Garcia. So it's going to be a free kick now for Espanyol. And Quique Garcia seems to be the main man for them this season. The maximum goal scorer for Espanyol with 6 goals to his name so far. And Espanyol actually haven't won in their last 10 matches despite sitting at 7th place. And I mean, they really are in poor form recently, so I think there's no excuse for Real Mallorca out there today. They really, really do have to be getting a result. So now Mateo Joseph brings it down very well. Samuel Costa can take it forward, and he does. Here's Samuel Costa. Mateo Joseph chasing it down. It falls to Muriqi. Muriqi tries flicking it into Mateo Joseph. And almost a dangerous chance there for Real Mallorca. It's just Mateo Joseph and Vedran Muriqi who get in a bit of a mix-up. They're not quite sure who's going to take the ball. And in the end, there was no chance from it. Now here's El Hiali for Espanyol. El Hiali playing it forward into Dolan. The offside flag goes up. So in the end, there's going to be no chance from that clear offside position there, as you can see. And Pablo Torre, as you can see, was claiming there that he didn't commit foul. And it doesn't look like much of a foul to me. So now, here's Martin Valgent. Ramak are going to play it forward. Lovely touch there from Samu Costa to play into Pablo Torre. And they're taking it forward very well so far. It has been a positive first half, I will say, for Real Mallorca. Espanyol have also been playing well. I think Ramak have had the bigger chances, but nothing too major. Pablo Torre gets taken down there. And he does very well to get the free kick. Espanyol have managed to score 8 goals in their last 5 matches. Nearly triple of Real Mallorca's output, as they've only managed to score 3. Which is really poor. But what ball that is there from Vedran Muriqi into Manu Morlanes. Manu Morlanes can drive forward. Lovely build-up play and a lovely chance for Real Mallorca. Manu Morlanes, he just gets outpaced in the end. And if not, he was through on goal. And you can see the little pass there from Vedran Muriqi to play him through. And as I was just saying, Real Mallorca only scoring 3 in the last 5, which really is unusual, because I would say that their offensive has been the best thing this season. And I mean, the last few weeks it's not been there, but in general it really has been good. Of course, thanks to one man, and it's the man up front. It's a lovely build-up play here from Espanyol. And Romero can't keep the ball in play, so it's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. And they take it quickly. And I think in this first half, it's been good from Real Mallorca. It's been calm, controlled play. They have been taking it forward, but not forcing it. Which I think it's something that's good. It just shows that they're in control of this matchup. But I do think that they need to push just a little bit more. I think going in 0-0 in the first half might be more of an advantage for Espanyol than for Real Mallorca. So if they can get one in this first half, then it really would be good for them. So now Martin Valgent playing a through ball into Mateo Joseph. He does very well to bring it down and play it forward. Lovely ball there into Pablo Maffeo. He's going to put in the cross. And in the end, into the hands of Dimitrovic. The cross should have been a bit better there from Pablo Maffeo. You could see plenty of Real Mallorca shirts in that box waiting for the ball to land. And you can definitely see that they're pushing for that first goal. They want to take the lead as early on as possible. And I think that is the right decision. I think they should be pushing for the first one. Again, they are the side with the advantage. They're playing at home, you know, against an Espanyol side that's really been struggling to get results. And they need to be going for it. They need to show that they have the advantage. And there is Jambi Gili in the stands watching his team play on, as he was sent off last week out up against Osasuna for committing a bit of a silly challenge. A very, very harsh red card, I will say. And a very controversial one. Now, lovely ball here from Mateo Joseph to turn around and take it forward. And Pablo Torre just can't keep it. It is a free kick in the end as the referee let the play continue. And I think Mateo Joseph in this first half has just been brilliant. He's been bringing the ball down very well and always skipping past one or two people. He's been very good in this first half. Lovely ball there from Pablo Torre into Muriqi. Muriqi's going to play out wide into Mojica. Now Real Mallorca with a chance. He tries putting in the cross and Vedan Muriqi just slips. It falls to Maffeo who attempts the shot. And was it a deflection? It was. So it's going to be a corner for Real Mallorca. And the ball was falling perfectly to Vedan Muriqi, but he just slips as the ball was coming in towards him. So now a corner kick for Real Mallorca, the first one for them. Can they make anything from this? Putting in the cross. And it does fall to someone who slips over. Real Mallorca with a chance, taking the shot off. Martin Balgent, what a save! Mateo Joseph! How has the ball not gone into the back of the net? In the end, it's in the hands of Dimitrovic. And what a messy corner. Everyone just falls over. Mateo Joseph gets the shot off. What a second save that is there by Dimitrovic. Here's Mateo Joseph who gets the shot off again. And another corner for Real Mallorca. And this match is proving to be very lively at the minute. And he did brilliantly, Dimitrovic, to make that double save there. So now another corner for Real Mallorca. They're going to try and put it in. It's cleared. It's Johan Mojica who plays it back to Maffeo. Pablo Maffeo plays the long ball looking for Raillo, who almost manages to bring it down. But in the end, it goes into the hands of Dimitrovic. So now Dimitrovic playing the ball forward. The ball falls to Leo Roman in the end, just sending it flying over all those Espanyol players and giving it back to Real Mallorca. Here's Martin Balgent. looking for Mateo Joseph. Espanyol bring it down very well. Real Mallorca putting on the pressure. Can they take the ball from Espanyol? In the end, it's a free kick committed by Omar Mascarell. El Hiali takes it quickly and passes the ball backwards. So now here's Romero. What can he do from here, Romero? He plays it back into Rydell. Rydell plays it short into Pickle. It's a good build-up play here from Espanyol. Now Espanyol trying to make something from this. Vidal Muriqui tracks back and gets the ball back for Real Mallorca. So now it's Mallorca who are in possession. And so far it's been a very entertaining 28 minutes. But the difference is there's been no goals for either side. So nothing separating these two sides at the minute. Here's Rayo into Maffeo. Samu Costa. They play it forward. Real Mallorca putting in the cross. And it falls to Manu Morlanes, who can almost get the shot off. But Espanyol deal with the danger well. Now it's Dolan who's breaking forward. And Dolan playing the free ball into Kike Garcia. Kike Garcia takes the shot off and it hits the crossbar and goes into the back of the net. But in the end, it's an offside position, I believe. And the lovely chip there from Kike Garcia. We'll take a look at the replay. And as you can see, a clear offside position. What a ball it was from Dolan. And the chip from Kike Garcia is absolutely brilliant. Luckily for Real Mallorca, it was in an offside position. So the first big chance, I would say, there for Espanyol. So now 15 minutes left to go before the end of the first half. And so far, big chances for both sides. But I'd say Real Mallorca looking slightly better than Espanyol. So now Manu Morlanes, lovely ball into Pablo Torre. He plays it through into Mateo Joseph. Mateo Joseph takes it forward and he gets the free kick for Real Mallorca. It's going to be a yellow card for Rydell, who commits the foul on Mateo Joseph. And he did brilliantly, Mateo Joseph, to just skip past his man and get the free kick. I think he knew he was going to get taken down there. And he does well to get it. Again, I think he's been really, really good in this first half. Mateo Joseph, he's had a good performance so far. So now, a dangerous set-piece play for Real Mallorca. And Pablo Torre puts in the cross. And Dimitrovic gets his hands on it and clears it. And now Espanyol can break on the counter-attack. Here come Espanyol. A bit of a heavy touch there. They can't get the shot off. It's blocked. Getting another shot off. What a save by Leo Roman. Another shot. And it's cleared by Samu Costa. What a save by Leo Roman. And it goes out for a corner. What a chance there for Espanyol to take the lead. And just so luckily for Real Mallorca, Espanyol haven't taken it. Some very good saves there from Leo Roman to keep Real Mallorca in this one. So now a corner for Espanyol. And it's going to be Exposito. He puts in the cross. Muriqi heading it away. It's going to be another corner. Samu Costa on the ground there, claiming he got taken down. And all of a sudden, Espanyol are starting to look very dangerous. Exposito puts in the cross. It's cleared. Pablo Torre brings it down, but he gets fouled there, so a free kick. And Real Mallorca need to start being a bit more cautious, as Espanyol have broken twice on the counter-attack, and they've almost scored twice. Here's the double save from earlier. And I'm just not sure how Real Mallorca didn't score that. And how did that ball not go into the back of the net in that corner from Real Mallorca? Lovely build-up play here. The pass from Muriqi is a bit too heavy. It's going to be a throw-in. Here's Mojica. Mojica into Manu Morlanes. Playing it forward, and Mateo Joseph just can't get to that ball in time. The pass is too heavy. So a throw-in now for Espanyol. And El Hiali to take the throw-in. Martin Valjean gets the ball back, and in the end a free kick. And there's just about 10 minutes left to go now before the end of the first half, and Espanyol are definitely starting to look a lot more dangerous. Here's Dolan. He has El Hiali overlapping him. Dolan, a free ball. What ball that is there? And Espanyol have put it into the back of the net. And Pickle has taken the lead for Espanyol. 35 minutes in here now. And I can't say I didn't see it coming. As I was just saying, Espanyol were starting to look dangerous. And Dolan plays the through ball there into Piquel. And 35 minutes in here now, and Espanyol have taken the lead. And Real Mallorca can't quite believe it. There's the ball there into Dolan. As you can see, not offside. And then the vision from Dolan to play it into Piquel. Again, it's really, really poor defensive awareness from Antonio Rayo. The shot, I mean, it's a really, really good shot. He just places it. There's not much Leo Roman can do. But it's really poor defending from Antonio Rayo. It really, really is. He just doesn't keep an eye on him. And Piquel manages to slip through. So now Espanyol have taken the lead. And the 35 minutes in here now. And Real Mallorca, and I mean, just in disbelief. It's just really poor to have given away a goal now in this first half. They were looking like the better side up until now, up until these last 5 minutes. And I mean, if you can't get a goal in the first half, you know, this is what happens. Here's Martin Valgens trying to play into Muriqi, and in the end Dimitrovic clears it. Dolan manages to bring it down. Kike Garcia trying to play it free into Dolan, but in the end they don't understand each other, and it's going to be a goal kick. There's already players warming up for Real Mallorca, and they don't have many options at all on the bench out there today. With injuries and certain players missing, they definitely don't have a various wide amount of options. Now playing the through ball, looking for Mateo Joseph. In the end, Espanyol deal with the danger, and they're playing from out the back very well. The play's going to continue. They're going to switch it down to that right hand side, looking for Dolan. But in the end, the ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw in. Here's Mojica. Mojica looking for Vidal Muriqi, who gets a touch, tries taking it forward. Vidal Muriqi gets taken down by Rydell in the end, and there's no foul. And now what chance this is here for Espanyol. Here's Dolan. Dolan driving forward, he gets taken down by Mojica. And it's going to be a free kick and a yellow card for Johan Mojica. You can see what he thinks about that one. He's going to miss the next match, actually, due to that yellow card. Let's take a look at the replay here, and not sure if there's enough contact or not. I'm not sure if he hits him with his feet. I don't think there's an awful lot on that. But either way, now a dangerous set-piece play for Espanyol. So now the question is, can Espanyol take a second goal lead here? Attempting the shot, Romero. And he sends it flying over the crossbar. Real Mallorca take the goal kick quickly. What ball that is there, looking for Mateo Joseph, who gets taken down. The referee doesn't award it. So now here's Maffeo into Pablo Torre, lovely ball. Now Real Mallorca can break forward, and a poor pass, just looking for Mateo Joseph. They're just rushing it a bit too forward, and I mean, it was obvious that Mateo Joseph was not going to get there in time. So in the end, the foul committed by Samu Costa. Here's a look at the chance there again. The foul from Cabrera that wasn't awarded by the referee. Can't really see from that angle if there's a lot on that, to be honest. Not long left to go here now before the end of the first half. Just about 3 minutes and a half. And Real Mallorca have really started to not look good. By the end of this first half, they've really dropped the intensity, and it's looking a bit poor at the minute. Here's Mojica. Almost losing it there, Mojica. He plays into Omar Mascarell. Omar Mascarell out wide to Manu Morlanes. Martin Valgent down into Maffeo. Maffeo's going to take it himself. Here's Pablo Maffeo driving all the way down. He tries putting in the cross, and in the end, into the hands of Dimitrovic. And you can see quite the amount of players warming up for Real Mallorca. And Martin De Michelis looking, by the looks of it, to make quite a few changes in the second half. So a throw in now for Real Mallorca. Can they get anything before the end of the first half? Here's Manu Morlanes. Plays out wide to Mojica. He plays into Mateo Joseph up against Ryder. Mateo Joseph just can't keep the ball in play. It's really poor build-up play so far from Real Mallorca. And they just can't make anything from it. It's just not been good enough. Here's Vedamuriki playing it back to Maffeo. And Maffeo losing it in a really, really dangerous position. And now Espanyol can break forward. Playing it into Kike Garcia. And luckily it's cleared. But what's a mistake there from Pablo Maffeo. And Real Mallorca looking so poor at the minute. Since conceding that goal, it's almost like they've given up. So now, here come Espanyol. Omar Mascarell keeps it in play and clears it. 44 minutes in here now. And I don't think we'll have many minutes added on of extra time. So now Espanyol taking the throw in. Samu Costa dealing with the danger. Another throw in for Espanyol. And another throw in for Espanyol. So now they put in the cross. It's cleared by Real Mallorca. Pablo Maffeo kicking up forward. It goes all the way back to Leo Roman. And there's only going to be 1 minute added on. So pretty much just one more chance, I would say, for Mallorca. 40 seconds left to go. They're playing it around the back. They need to go forward now. There's not going to be another chance. Here's Muriqi into Mojica. Mojica tries playing it back to Muriqi. Mateo Joseph picks it up. He turns around very well. Here come Real Mallorca. Pablo Torre into Mateo Joseph. Dangerous tackle there on Mateo Joseph. But in the end, no foul from the referee. And now Espanyol break on the counter-attack. Good tackle there from Maffeo to get it back. And the referee blows the whistle for halftime. And I'd love to take a look on that replay. The challenge on Mateo Joseph. And I mean, it looked really harsh. It looked hard. Again, we'll just have to take a look. But in the end, in the meantime, the halftime whistle is blown. So that's going to be the end of the first half here at the San Marcos Stadium. And Real Mallorca trailing by 1 goal. And, you know, the match started off very well for Real Mallorca, but now it's just all gone wrong. So 2 goals for Real Mallorca if they want to try and get back into this one. And at the minute, it's just not been good enough. There needs to be a bit of a change. in this system, and it's not definitely not been the first half that Martin de Michelis is going to want from his side. And safe to say, I think in this first half we're seeing, the Real Mallorca we've been seeing all the season. We're seeing the same thing. Of course, we saw quite a few players warming up, so maybe changes to be made very soon, hopefully, for Real Mallorca. As again, it's just not been good enough in this first half. And I mean, they started off well. They had, a few chances, but not much. Then they had that big chance in the corner that it just did need to be a goal. And, after a few chances like that, if you don't score, the opposition gets one chance, they score, and then, we've seen it all happen a million times. So again, I think that first half needed to be a lot better. I think Martin de Michelis is going to be thinking of making changes soon. I think there needs to be changes because offensively, it's just not working out. And defensively, at the minute, it has been just very poor out there for Real Mallorca defensively. Espanyol are breaking forward far too easily. And, even the goal they got was, I just think, far too easy. It's a brilliant pass from Dolan, and it's a nice little finish there from Piquel, but, Piquel shouldn't have been able to get that shot off. Antonio Raillo needs to be marking his man a lot better than that. So, either way, disappointing first half, I would argue, for Real Mallorca. Brilliant performance so far from Dimitrovic, the goalkeeper for Espanyol. And I mean, he's making plenty of saves. He's coming out, picking up the crosses. He really has been good. But again, I think we need to see a lot of improvements going into the second half. And I mean, just looking at the possession, it's 67% possession for Real Mallorca and 38% for Espanyol. So, it needs to be a lot better. We're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be back very shortly for the second half, where hopefully we can see lots of improvements and lots of goals for Real Mallorca. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back very, very shortly. And we're back after that quick short break here at the San Mas Stadium, where Real Mallorca are trailing behind up against this Espanyol side. It's been a bit of a poor half so far from Real Mallorca. The first 20 minutes were pretty decent, but again, it's just not, I think, intense enough from Real Mallorca. It's just not good enough. They need to push a bit more, and Espanyol have made the most of that, and they've taken the lead about 30 minutes in here now. So in this second half, Espanyol leading 1-0, and Real Mallorca have much more of a fight to give. So lovely little ball there from Romero, and I think Espanyol have definitely been playing better than I would have expected them to play. And they really have been sharp so far, Espanyol, in that first half. And they didn't get many chances, but they braked very, very well on the counter-attack. And I think that caused a lot of problems for Real Mallorca. So Muriqi playing it forward. Here's Pablo Torre into Manu Morlanes. And as you can see, every time a Real Mallorca player gets the ball, they just don't have a lot of room to breathe. Now trying to play it forward. Lovely ball there. Looking for Dolan. Mojica manages to intercept it very well. Manu Morlanes playing out wide into Maffeo. Here's Pablo Maffeo. Back to Manu Morlanes. Manu Morlanes into Vedat Muriqi. Vedat Muriqi into Pablo Torre, who attempts the long shots. And it just goes wide for him. But a decent effort from Pablo Torre to take that one on. And I think that's what Real Mallorca need to try more. Just take the shot on. Just go for it. Don't be scared. And you could see there, almost a brilliant shot on target from Pablo Torre. And just look at how easily Espanyol managed to play it forward. And I mean, just look at that. It's just far too easy for them. One or two passes, and they're already in Real Mallorca's half of the pitch. And I think that's their main concern in this matchup. And then the clearance there. Just kicking it out of bounds when they could play from at the back. And I think it's Pablo Maffeo who's just not having such a great day. But not just him. I think the team in general, just they've been very off. They've not been there. So now Mojica. And in the end, a free kick for Real Mallorca. And they take it quickly. And if Espanyol decide to sit back and just hold on to this lead, I think it's going to be difficult for Real Mallorca to push forward. Only managing to score 3 in their last 5. And look at that, the poor pass back from Pablo Maffeo, almost given away. A really, really dangerous counter-attack. And they've given away a throw-in already with pretty much no pressure, and it's just been so poor defensively. And now Romero putting in the cross. Mojica up against Dolan, and it's Mojica who wins the throw-in. And I think defensively, Johan Mojica has been the only one who's really been decent out there today. He is facing up against Dolan, who, as we know, is a very skillful player, very talently gifted. And another throw-in given away by Real Mallorca. And I mean, how many throw-ins, how many poor passes are they going to be giving away? It's just not good enough. So now here's Dolan Fakes the cross. He still has the ball with him. He's going to put in the cross now. Pablo Maffeo clears it. Espanyol try putting the pass back in. And Real Mallorca just seem very frustrated. Just struggling to go forward. So now Real Mallorca in possession. It's Mojica. Antonio Raillo. Back to Valgent. Mojica back to Valgent. Real Mallorca slowly looking for a way forward. Here's Samu Costa. He plays it back. Now the ball into Mojica. Here's Johan Mojica. He puts in the cross, looking for Muriqi. And the goalkeeper drops it. It could be a chance for Real Mallorca. And in the end, Dimitrovic picks it back up. And those are the chances that Real Mallorca need to be making the most of. And they need to be getting something out of that, Real Mallorca. They really do. Now here's a chance for Real Mallorca to break forward. It's Pablo Torre. He's going to get taken down. And it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca and the yellow card for Espanyol. Good play there from Pablo Torre to get the free kick. And Omar Mascaray still downed. Still down on the ground. We'll have to take a look and see just how bad the challenge was on him. We'll take a look at the replay here. And oof, oof. Very, very bad challenge that from Bikel. And I'm really surprised. Really, really surprised that it's not going to VAR. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The referee is going to VAR now. And hold up, because this could be a massive change in the match. The referee's going over to the VAR, and I think it's going to be a red card. 52 minutes in here now. This could change the whole matchup. And I mean, look at the challenge. It's a bad one. It's a really bad one. And I think it's going to be a sending off. And I don't even think the referee needs to look at it that much. It's a clear bad challenge on his ankle. Look at that loaf. It's a really, really painful one there from Bikel, the goal scorer of this matchup. The referee doesn't need to take a really close look at it. He looked at it a few times, but I'd be very surprised if this wasn't a red card. So now the referee's made his decision and he's walking over to the Espanyol player. And we're going to find out in these next few seconds if it's a sending off or not. And in the end, the yellow is cancelled and it's a direct red card. And safe to say that, I mean, there's no doubt in the challenge. It's definitely a red. It's just an awfully reckless challenge there from Bikel. And, you know, you can maybe say he's going for the ball. He does sort of slip. I think he tries to go for the ball, but, I mean, it hits him straight on the ankle. It's a really poor one. And now this could be the lifeline that Real Mallorca needed. Espanyol down to 10 men. Now is the chance for Real Mallorca. It's the man who scored the goal. It's Bikel. And he's picked up the red. And he's going to be sent off for Espanyol. Here's a look at the challenge just again. It's really, really reckless. You can see he slips. But he has to follow through. Just because he falls over, he doesn't obviously intentionally mean it. But just look at him. Look at his reaction. As soon as he commits the tackle, I think he knows. Now the cross goes in here. It's cleared by Dimitrovic. And a free kick on Dimitrovic from Vedad Muriqi. And Real Mallorca just don't seem to be learning from their mistakes. All these crosses keep on going towards the keeper. And how many times have we seen him come out and clear the ball? Far too many. And I mean, they don't seem to be learning. They keep on doing the same mistake over and over. And the crosses are going too close towards the Espanyol keeper. So now Dimitrovic takes the goal kick. A free kick for Real Mallorca. And 55 minutes in here now, and Espanyol are down to 10 men. Now is the chance. They try and put in the cross. It's cleared. And Johan Mojica gives away a throw-in to Espanyol. Really, really poor pass from Mojica to give away a throw-in there. Under zero pressure. And I mean, the manager for Real Mallorca, Martin De Michelis, needs to make a change in the system now because it's just not been good enough. So now Exposito coming off for Espanyol, the first substitution made in this matchup. Exposito comes off for Espanyol and replacing him. We're going to soon find out. Replacing him is going to be Rubio. And also a substitution by the looks of it for Real Mallorca. Coming off is Manu Morlanes. And replacing him is going to be Kalumba Jr. making his debut for Real Mallorca. Finally, after getting signed in the winter transfer market. The winger, French winger coming from Angers, is now finally getting his first few minutes in here now. So here's Muriqi into Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre with a poor pass. And in the end, Dimitrovic picks it up. And now Kalumba intercepting the ball. And now Kalumba with a lovely little skill. Already starts off by making an impression. And a free kick awarded now for Espanyol. The foul from Omar Mascarell. And you can already see Real Mallorca have a lot more of the possession since the sending off. But again, they need to push forward now. And I mean, there's no excuse to not get back into this one, really. 50 minutes in and Espanyol have had a man sent off. They need to start pushing forward. Here's Pablo Torre into Omar Mascarell. Maffeo into Kalumba. Here's Kalumba. Kalumba cuts in, tries putting in the low cross. It's cleared. Real Mallorca get the ball back. Good defensive awareness. Now they need to push forward. Here's Rayo into Maffeo. Samu Costa into Rayo. Rayo puts in the low cross. It falls to Samu Costa, who gets taken down. Samu Costa tries playing it back out forward. I don't think there's much on that for a penalty. What an interception from Omar Mascarell. What a chance that was there. And I don't think there'll be enough on that to be given. The play continues. Here's Maffeo. What ball that is there into Samu Costa. What chance for Samu Costa. And again, another big chance for him. And they need to be making the most of this. How many chances do they need? So now Mafeo passing it into Samu Costa. He's got Kalumba overlapping him. He passes it into Kalumba. What can he do from here? Kalumba's going to take it himself. He gets taken down. Brilliant play there from Kalumba, and he's making a brilliant impression ever since coming on. And for his debut, he's definitely playing very well at the minute. He's fast on the ball. He moves very well. There's the chance there from Samu Costa. And he gets taken down, but it looks like he slips. I don't think there's much of a challenge. So now a dangerous set-piece play for Real Mallorca. And Pablo Torre puts it in. And nothing comes from that. And seriously, Real Mallorca have had so many set-piece plays, so many chances, but it's just not been there. They're just not there. They just don't want that goal. Now here's Mafeo into Samu Costa. Here's Kalumba. And Kalumba just keeps the ball. He's very good with his feet. The youngster, the French 19-year-old. Now Omar Mascarell into Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent into Samu Costa. Samu Costa puts in the low pass. And Vera Muriqi just tries to get his foot on it, but he can't. It's going to be a throw-in for Mallorca. Here's Martin Valgent. Antonio Raillo. Raillo out wide to Mafeo. Here's Mafeo putting in the cross, and it's cleared. Pablo Torre gets the rebound. It plays into Mafeo. Ever so desperately looking for that equalizer, Real Mallorca. Martin Valgent's going to drive forward himself. He plays out wide to Mojica. Mojica puts in the cross. And the ball's just bouncing all over the place. They managed to bring it down. It falls to Mateo Joseph. What a chance. And it's such a poor header. He passes it right to the keeper. What a chance for Mateo Joseph. It's a really, really poor header. He needs to be doing better. Real Mallorca. So many chances. They need to keep on pushing. They're getting closer and closer. Here's Mafeo into Kalumba. Kalumba playing it short. Lovely build-up play here from Real Mallorca. Mafeo putting in the low cross. It's cleared. It's going to be a throw-in. I will say the substitute so far, Kalumba Jr. is making, I think, a big difference. He really has been good since he came on. So now here's Raillo. Raillo out wide to Mojica. Vera Muriqi back to Mojica. Trying to play it forward into Kalumba. It's a poor pass, but they get the ball back right away. So now here's Mafeo. Back to Pablo Torre. Out wide to Kalumba. What can he do from here? He's going to take it on himself. Kalumba tries putting in the cross. He keeps it in play. He plays it back. Pablo Mafeo puts in the cross. It finds Muriqi. Muriqi attempts the shot. And it goes right towards Dimitrovic. Good effort. What shot that is there from Vera Muriqi. Dimitrovic, he just knows where it's going to go. It's a good effort. But again, it just needs to be better. So now Real Mallorca. Here's Omar Mascarell into Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre into Samu Costa. What chance? Here's Samu Costa. Samu Costa's going to take it on himself. He attempts a shot. Falls to Pablo Torre. He takes the shot on. And it goes into the back of the net. The rebound has gone in. And Pablo Torre has equalized for Real Mallorca. 65 minutes in here now. And Real Mallorca have gotten the equalizer. The question is, can they now go for another? Espanyol down to 10 men. Real Mallorca putting on the constant pressure. And now, lots of words with the referee. Maybe a goal to be checked. I'm not sure. We'll see. I believe it's for... Oh. And it could be disallowed. Looking at the replay, it could definitely be disallowed, and I think it will be. I think it will be disallowed. Samu Costa, he just kicks. I'm not sure what the rule is. Of course, the number 4, Gonzalez, takes the ball from Samu Costa. Samu Costa is already going to shoot. He does kick him. I can only imagine it will be disallowed. And actually, looking at the replay, there might not be an awful lot of contact. I'm not sure. At a certain angle... And it's actually a tough decision, I think, from the referee. You can't see an awful lot. You can't see if there's a lot of contact or not. And I don't actually think he touches him. I actually think there's no contact, to be fair. And I can see why it's a tough call for the referee. But I don't actually think there's contact. It's a really tough call. It really is, because at one angle, it just looks like there's no contact. And at another, you know, it looks clear as day that it is a foul. Again, the referee's taking his time to look at it, and I'm not surprised. I think it's a tough decision. We'll take a look at this angle. I'm not sure. It's a tough call. I'm not sure what the referee's going to do. He really is taking his time. He's been looking at it for quite a while now. We'll take a look. I'm not sure if you can see from this angle or not. Now the referee's going over to the pitch and he's going to make his decision. And the goal is going to stand for Real Mallorca. And again, at first, I thought it was a definite foul. No question about it. But then when you look at the VAR, you can actually see that it's by the slightest inches, but he doesn't actually touch him. And that's a good call from the referee. Again, it was a tough one to make. It really was. But there is no contact, and the rebound from Pablo Torre goes into the back of the net, so the goal is going to stand. There's the shot from Pablo Torre. It bounces. It is a lucky goal, I will say. It's nothing the keeper can do. Pablo Torre, he gets the shot off there. It's 1 rebound, it's 2 rebounds. Eventually it hits Miguel Rubio, and the ball bounces into the back of the net. And Pablo Torre's just been attempting his shots. He's just been taking them on. He's not been scared to do it. And eventually it has paid off. You know, you can argue really lucky goal rebound, and it is. But at the end of the day, he needs to try and take them shot-offs to see if something comes from it. And it's paid off in the end. So good for him. And now Espanyol are going to be making substitutions here by the looks of it. Their main goal scorer, Quique Garcia, comes off, and replacing him is going to be Roberto. So that is the substitution made there for Espanyol. And now 17 minutes in, 20 minutes left to go, plus, I can imagine, a decent amount of extra time. And Real Mallorca have equalized. There was also another substitution made there that I missed. Paul Lozano came on, and replacing him was Rydell. Now, Real Mallorca get the ball back in a dangerous position. And just as they get it back, they lose it again. Here's Espanyol attempting a courageous effort from quite far out there. It was Terrats. Not seen much from him all match, really. But hold on, what's happened here? The referee's handed out a red card to someone on the bench for Espanyol. I'm not sure who he awarded it to. I believe it's an assistant manager or some part of the staffing team for Espanyol, but they've been sent off. And now the play continues. It's 1-1 here at the Son Stadium with 20 minutes left to go. Espanyol down to 10 men. Real Mallorca putting on the constant pressure in the second half. They need to stay focused. Here's Samu Costa. Playing it back to Martin Valgens. Into Samu Costa. Omar Mascarell. Now Real Mallorca can push forward. Lovely ball there from Omar Mascarell. Looking for Kalumba. It's intercepted in the end. They get the ball back. Samu Costa looking for Kalumba. It's a bit of a poor pass in the end. So now a throw-in for Espanyol. It's going to be Romero to take the throw-in. Now Romero taking the throw-in. Belamuriki trying to play it into Pablo Torre. And Cabrera clears it for Espanyol, not taking any chances. Real Mallorca trying to bring the ball down. It's Samu Costa. He brings it down in the end. The play continues. Here's Kalumba. Kalumba Jr. What can he make from this? Kalumba. He cuts in. What ball? Kalumba. In the end, the pass was intercepted. Really good effort from Kalumba. I'm loving the confidence from him. Now Espanyol trying to break forward. And one of those Espanyol players is still on the ground. Real Mallorca are going to continue the play. Here's Samu Costa. Samu Costa playing it into Maffeo. Pablo Maffeo puts in the cross. It falls to Villamuriki, who does get his head on it. But it goes off target. And we're still waiting. The referee finally stops the play. As one of these Espanyol players is still on the ground. Not quite sure what happened. Samu Costa slips. And Terrats is just right behind him. Couldn't quite get a look at exactly what happened. So now I believe that Real Mallorca are going to be making a substitution. Coming on is going to be Sergi Derder, and coming off as the goal scorer, Pablo Torre, who put in an absolutely brilliant performance out there today. Not just for the goal, but everything in general. 15 minutes left to go here now, plus I can imagine a decent amount of extra time due to the VAR and the red card and the goal. So I would say about 25 minutes left to go in total. 15 plus I can imagine about 10 minutes of extra time. So now a rebound for Espanyol. And it's going to be a throw-in for them. Espanyol take the throw-in. Good interception. Now Espanyol get another throw-in. It's Romero. Romero takes the throw-in. And handball there by Espanyol, so it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. And they take it quickly. You can see as soon as Real Mallorca get the ball, everyone is up the pitch. Espanyol just fall back. They know they're down to 10 men. They know Real Mallorca putting on the pressure, and they just want to hold on to this point, I can imagine. So now here comes Martin Valgens driving all the way forward. He plays into Mojica. Mojica tries putting in the cross. And not sure if it's a throw-in or a corner. One of these Espanyol players has gone down now. It's El Hiali, who's down on the ground. Just looks like he was winded there a little bit by the ball. So now it's going to be a corner, I believe, for Real Mallorca. So potentially a chance. No, not a corner, sorry. Throw-in the end. The referee's awarded. They play it into Sergi Derder, who tries putting in the cross. Now, what chance this is here? And a courageous effort, to say the least, from Martin Valgens, the centre-back, who just attempted the volley from outside the box. It goes wide in the end, but that's what they need to do, I think. They just need to take every chance they get, instead of just trying to make the play perfect. If you have a rebound, if you have a shot, just take it. Now Samu Costa tries playing up forward. Villamuriqui leaps up. Doesn't get on the end of it. Now it's Espanyol holding on to the ball well. In the end, Real Mallorca put on the pressure and get it back. Here's Mojica. Just getting surrounded. He's not quite sure what to do. And Johan Mo committing a very, very silly free kick. There was just no reason to give that away. Here's a look again. It's a difficult decision. The earlier foul from Samu Costa, to say if it's a goal or not. It really is a difficult one. So now the play continues, and Real Mallorca are in possession. Here's Sergi Derder. He's going to play the long ball out wide to Kalumba. Lovely touch there. Kalumba brings it down, almost losing it. Here's Pablo Maffeo playing into Samu Costa. Samu Costa out wide. Sergi Derder. 10 minutes left to go here now. Here's Pablo Maffeo. He's going to put in the cross. He finds Muriqui. He does get on the end of it, but it goes off target. And it's not often you see Vidal Muriqi miss those chances. And Real Mallorca, the chances like those, you're not going to get many of them. They need to be putting those ones into the back of the net. And there's going to be 2 substitutions made now for Espanyol. Dolan, by the looks of it, is going to be coming off. So Dolan comes off. Replacing him is going to be Joffre. Then also coming off is going to be Terrats. And replacing him is going to be Salinas. So those were the 2 substitutions made there for Espanyol. Now the play is going to continue with just about 9 minutes left to go. Dimitrovic takes the kickoff for Espanyol. Kalumba picks it up. And in the end, a throw in for Espanyol. The ball just went out of play by the looks of it. You can see the nerves now around the Sonmos Stadium as their team keeps on pushing for that winning goal. Here's Sergi Darder, back to Mojica. And you can see most of the time Real Mallorca spent in this second half was in Espanyol's half of the pitch, and I think that red card just changed the whole match. And Real Mallorca constantly chasing for that second goal now. Here's Martin Valgent. Almost losing the ball in a dangerous position. Now Samu Costa. Looking for a way forward. Here's Maffeo. Maffeo back to Samu Costa. Here's Raillo. Raillo into Maffeo. Lovely ball there from Maffeo into Sergi Darder. Sergi Darder looking for a way through. It's very well defended by Espanyol. And in the end, the ball went out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Mallorca. Kalumba brings it down. He passes it back to Maffeo. Back to Kalumba. Here's Kalumba who tries filtering it into Sergi Darder. Roman Mascarell gets the ball back. Putting in the cross, looking for Vidal Muriqi. Does get on the edge of it. But another chance missed by Vidal Muriqi. And how many chances is he going to get in this matchup, Vidal Muriqi? So now there's going to be 2 substitutions made. Pablo Maffeo coming off, and replacing him is going to be Kalumba. And then Antonio Sanchez, sorry, not Kalumba, Luvumbo. And then Antonio Sanchez coming on, and replacing him is going to be Johan Mojica. So those are the 2 substitutions made for Real Mallorca. Luvumbo and Antonio Sanchez both coming on, as Real Mallorca keep on fighting to look for the winning goal. Here's Luvumbo driving forward. He just slips. And in the end, he gets the throw in for his side. There's not long left to go now. 6 minutes left. Plus, I can imagine a decent amount of extra time. Here's Samu Costa into Luvumbo. Omar Mascarell. He's going to play it back. Sergi Darder. Into Antonio Sanchez. He gets taken down. What ball. What chance this is for Sergi Darder. What a chance that was there for Real Mallorca. It was a lovely 1-2 play. Sergi Darder was free. Now Antonio Sanchez. Out to Martin Valgent. Real Mallorca pushing for a way forward. Here's Luvumbo. Luvumbo's going to take it himself. He gets taken down in the end. And I believe it is going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. And there's also going to be a yellow card for Romero for committing the foul on Luvumbo. So now a dangerous set-piece play for Real Mallorca. You can just see he grabs him, he takes him down. Real Mallorca were claiming for a handball, but not much on that. Putting in the cross now, Real Mallorca. Nothing comes from it. Here's Luvumbo. He's going to take it himself. It's Luvumbo. Luvumbo cuts in. He plays it in. In the end, nothing comes from that. Now Espanyol can break on the counter-attack. Here come Espanyol. All of a sudden, down this left-hand side, they try putting in the pass, and in the end, nothing comes from that. So now Real Mallorca can break again. Here's Luvumbo driving forward. He plays into Vedamuriki. What can Vedamuriki do here? He's going to attempt a shot himself! And he almost puts it into the back of the net. Just looking for that first post. So now a goal kick for Dimitrovic. And only 4 minutes left to go now. And you can start to feel the nerves in this Son Mas Stadium. Now the ball goes all the way back to Leo Roman, who passes it quickly. And Real Mallorca are going to take it forward. It's Omar Mascarell into Antonio Sanchez. Real Mallorca, Sergi Darder into Omar Mascarell. Out wide to Luvumbo. Luvumbo's going to cut in himself. Luvumbo attempting the long shot. Good effort there from Luvumbo, but it goes straight at Dimitrovic. So now Real Mallorca get the throw in. It's Luvumbo. He's going to give it to Antonio Sanchez. Real Mallorca still in play here, still looking for the winning goal. Can they make anything from it? Just about 2 minutes left now, plus extra time. And they keep on fighting to get the winning goal. Tomar Mascarell into Samu Costa. What chance for Real Mallorca? Samu Costa! And he puts it into the back of the net. Real Mallorca have taken the lead. And the winning goal has arrived. Real Mallorca 2, Espanyol 1, and it's Samu Costa with a brilliant finish into that first post. What a chance created there for Real Mallorca, and they've put it away. The Son Mas Stadium has come to life. Everyone is jumping around. In the 88th minute, Samu Costa with a brilliant finish into that first post. What a matchup we've had out here today. It's an absolutely brilliant goal. Look at the celebrations in here. And now, not long left to go. Here's the build-up play. Luvumbo into Vedamuriki. It's a brilliant chance. It's a brilliant build-up play. Absolutely brilliant from Real Mallorca. The assist there from Omar Mascarell. Look at the pass that he gives into Samu Costa. And the turn from Samu Costa. He's all on his own. Here's a look again. What a pass. What a turn. And then the finish. Absolutely spectacular play. It's a brilliant goal. And now all Real Mallorca have to do is hold on to this lead. So now Romero with the throw-in. And now Espanyol are finally back in possession. Real Mallorca just need to hold on to this one. It's going to be a corner for Espanyol. The pass there into Samu Costa from Omar Mascarell is spectacular, and then the turn and the finish. It's just a brilliant goal, it really is. What a finish, what a goal. So now Espanyol to take the corner. They can still get back into this one. Espanyol, still 9 minutes that have been added on of extra time. So now Espanyol to take the corner. Putting in that cross is cleared by Real Mallorca. They try putting it in again and attempting the overhead kick. And in the end, offside. So it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca, and I'm sure they'll take their sweet time to take it. Look at the pass from Omar Mascarell. Honestly, that pass is just spectacular. It really is a brilliant goal. It really, really is. A beautiful goal. Everything about it. The pass, the touch, the finish. So now a free kick here, and potentially a dangerous one for Espanyol, as Martin Valgent picks up the yellow card. He just slips. He doesn't mean to take him down, Martin Valgent. And that's the only reason it's not a red, because if not, it could have been a red card. But he just obviously slips. He doesn't even mean to touch him. So now potentially a dangerous set-piece play for Espanyol. And they're definitely still not out of it. There's still time. And they do get their head on it. But nothing comes from that. And it's going to be a goal kick for Real Mallorca. There was the chance and he was through on goal. He's lucky to have not picked up a red card. If I'm being honest, Martin Valgent. The only reason I think it's not red is just because he slips. And now Espanyol putting on the pressure. Real Mallorca still trying to play it forward. Here's Mateo Joseph. Luvumbo chasing it down. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. And if they do manage to walk away with this result, what a positive start it's been for Martin de Michelis. With a draw and a victory if this does pull through. And you can see the impact he's making on this squad. The results are starting to pull in slowly. It's going to be a throw-in for Espanyol. Now Espanyol taking the throw-in. Romero and Luvumbo. In the end, a throw-in again for Espanyol. They take it quickly. Espanyol play up forward. Touch is a bit too heavy, and Leo Roman is going to clear it. Ooh, bit of a strange clearance there from Leo Roman, but in the end it works out for him. Now Real Mallorca can break forward. Here's Sergi Derder. Sergi Derder driving forward. He plays into Mateo Joseph. What can they make from this? Here's Mateo Joseph. He attempts a shot and it hits off at the post. What a shot! Real Mallorca still in possession. It's Luvumbo. Luvumbo puts in the cross, and a save by Dimitrovic. Also a brilliant shot there from Luvumbo. What a shot by Mateo Joseph. Tries to curl it in. It just hits that post. Almost making it 3-1. What a shot. And now Real Mallorca with a corner. It's Sergi Derder. He puts in the cross. And it's Vedat Muriqi. And it goes into the hands of Dimitrovic. And they take it very quickly, trying to break on the counter-attack. But in the end, Real Mallorca get the ball back. Now they can take it forward. Mateo Joseph decides to slow down the play. And Real Mallorca almost made it 3-1 there. There's still 4 minutes left to go. Here's Samu Costa. Columba. Back to Martin Valgent and all the way back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman with a dangerous pass there into Samu Costa. So now here's Martin Valgent. He can break forward. He plays into Vedat Muriqi, who gets a touch. He just loses it there. Vedat Muriqi. Espanyol can take the throw in. Samu Costa heading it into Sergi Darder. Sergi Darder breaking forward now. He plays into Mateo Joseph. Here's Mateo Joseph, who tries putting in the pass. And in the end, a corner for Real Mallorca. Mateo Joseph still full of energy, still going forward. There was the earlier challenge there from Martin Valgent, and I will say he's so lucky for that to have not been a red. So lucky, but it's only because he slips, I reckon. So now Real Mallorca with a corner. The cross goes in from Sergi Darder. It finds Muriqi and he sends it over. And another big chance for Vedat Muriqi, and he's just not having it today. The deflection goes out. I believe there was a little touch on it, so it's going to be a corner. Yeah, there it is there. So now 2 minutes left. 2 more minutes. Can they make it happen? Sergi Darder puts in the cross. He almost finds Muriqi again. Antonio Reyes still in possession, and in the end it's a free kick. And 1 minute and a half left to go now. Can they hold on to this one? Antonio Sanchez gets taken down. In the end, it's just a throw-in for Espanyol. One minute left now. Can Real Mallorca hold on to the lead? Sergi Darder playing it forward. Now Espanyol bring it down. And in the end, Espanyol are still in possession in Real Mallorca's half of the pitch. Here's Espanyol. Trying to put in the low cross. Martin Valgent clearing it. Sergi Darder clears it. 15 seconds left to go. Here's Luvumbo. He heads it forward looking for Vedat Muriqi, who can chase it down now. Vedat Muriqi is going to chase it down. The touch from Dimitrovic. It's a very, very tough one. And in the end, the referee blows for the full-time whistle. And that is the end here at Son Moix. Real Mallorca 2, Espanyol 1. And Real Mallorca walk away with the 3 points. What a result we've had out here today. A brilliant matchup we really have had. We've seen almost everything happen in this one. Real Mallorca were trailing behind in the first half, and in the second half they've won the match. Just look what it means to this Real Mallorca squad, and the 3 points out there today were so important. It really is a big result for Real Mallorca. And those 3 points mean the world to this Real Mallorca squad, as we're going to take a look at the minute on what it will mean in the table. And it really is a big result and a big performance. The man of the match is awarded to Dolan for Espanyol. And I will say he was brilliant out there today. And even though Real Mallorca took the lead, I will say Espanyol put in a really good performance. And I would argue that Real Mallorca were lucky to get a win out here today. It was a really close one. But in the end, they did get the 3 points. A brilliant performance out there today to bring it back when losing 2-1. And a brilliant start from Martin De Michelis. A draw and a victory. 4 points already in his first 2 weeks for the new manager of Real Mallorca. And there's Jan Virgili on the pitch, celebrating it with the Real Mallorca players. And just look what it means to this Real Mallorca squad to have gotten that victory. It's so important. What a matchup we've had. What a brilliant result. And there they go, the Real Mallorca players clapping to those fans for coming up today and showing their support. Again, today was different than usual. There was such a high amount of people at the stadium. There was a lot more support than usual. And you can slowly see this Real Mallorca squad. You can slowly see this club pulling it back together. It's been a mess of a season. It really has. The fans and the players, the connections have just not been there. But you can now slowly start to see this Real Mallorca team come back to life. And just look at what it means to them. The second goal from Omar Mascarell and Samu Costa is absolutely brilliant. Just brilliant. There's Vedan Muriqi, who has not had the brightest day. I will say, plenty of chances for Vedan Muriqi, but just not any goals. Not even a shot on target, I don't think, which is very unusual. A total of 8 shots for Vedan Muriqi out there today. Only 2 of them were on target and 6 were off target. Again, that's really something we don't usually see from him. But luckily for Real Mallorca, they played as a team out there today. And if it wasn't for that, we've seen matches where Real Mallorca sort of just rely on Vedan Muriqi to get it out there today. And imagine if they did that out there today, there wouldn't have been a result. Look what it means to those fans. Look at that fan right there kissing the badge. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a really important result out there today. I'm very happy for Real Mallorca. So, we're going to go over that match, but before we do that, let's get right into the table, the important part. Real Mallorca have now gone from 18th place to 16th place. They've now crawled out of that relegation zone, and they've now got 28 points on the table. And behind them are Alaves, also on 28 points, at 17th place. And then at 18th place are Elche with 26 points. So they've taken a 2-point gap out of the relegation zone. Really important. And, the draw from last week and the victory from this week, so important, and a brilliant start for the new manager. 2 weeks in, 4 points already. You can really start to see the changes already in this squad, and it's something that is good to see. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say this because it's my opinion, right? And I think lots of people will agree. I think the performance from last week was a lot better than the performance from this week. Playing Osasuna side away from home up against that tough Osasuna team that at home are really strong. Real Mallorca, they took the lead 2-0. They scored 2 goals past them. It was a brace by Mallorca, and they dominated the whole match. First half. The second half was a bit less, but they still dominated. And then they gave away the 2 goals. 89 minutes, they conceded one. 94th, they conceded another. That's obviously terrible, but the performance-wise was a lot better than out here today, because I think out here today they did get the 3 points, but performance-wise, it was missing a lot. The first half, first 20 minutes were good. They weren't brilliant, but they were good. They were defensively, the whole matchup defensively, they were really shaky. They just didn't look sure at the back. The only one I would say that defended decently was Johan Mojica up against Dolan, and that's about it. Defensively, they were shaky out there today in the first half, and then in the second half, there was no really chances for Espanyol, but even in the second half, they were shaky. All throughout those 90 minutes, I think the defense was poor. I think it wasn't good enough. The midfield was, the key out there today for Real Mallorca. 1 assist from Omar Mascarell, 1 goal from Samu Costa, and 1 goal from Pablo Torre. So everything came from that midfield out there today, and it was the key. And I mean, just brilliant performance from that midfield, I will say. Omar Mascarell, absolutely brilliant. Pablo Torre, he really did his part to help push that offensive, because I think out there today, they're just offensively, it wasn't good enough. I think Mateo Joseph was playing good because he was bringing the ball down, he was moving forward, and then in the end he hit the post, but just not good enough offensively. Ferran Muriqi, again, plenty of chances, just couldn't make them work. And Manu Morlanes on the left wing, we didn't really see him. I was a big fan of the 2 substitutes that came on, especially, the man making his debut, Kalumba. I think he played very well on that when he came on that right wing. He made an instant impact. He was fast. And I think Luvumbo, who also came on, also made a bit of an impact. They were fast. They were helping the team push forward. I think they were good substitutes. And then Sergi Derder and Antonio Sanchez also did their part. They also did well. I think the substitutes did well to come on and put on their part. And I think for Real Mallorca, the best thing out there today was definitely that midfield. I think up front it should have been better, and defensively was really shaky. So overall team performance, first half was all right. They conceded the goal, but they did get forward a few chances. It was all right, but it wasn't good enough. Second half, it started to be a lot better, but I will say the moment where everything changed was that red card from Piquel. When they got that, I think as soon as they got that red card, it was just constantly Real Mallorca attacking. And I think that in that aspect, they did very well at Real Mallorca. Espanyol got a red card. They were down to 10 men, and Real Mallorca, they just said, let's go for it. Let's go. Everyone up. They were constantly in Espanyol's side, and that's what they need to do when Espanyol are 1 man down. So in that aspect, I think they did brilliantly. They pushed forward. They got the 2 goals back. So, really, really positive stuff in that second half for Real Mallorca. It was really good. But, again, if it wasn't for that red card, I don't think we would have seen a really good result for Real Mallorca out there today. I really don't. For me, the best player of the whole match, in my opinion, which is actually the goalkeeper for Espanyol, Dimitrovic, he's just a brilliant goalkeeper, really was. How many times did we see him come out and grab the ball when the crosses came in? And if it wasn't for him, there could have been 1 or 2 goals just solely from the crosses. And I mean, 10 saves out there for him today. He made some really important saves. For me, he's my man of the match by far, Marko Dimitrovic. Absolutely brilliant goalkeeper. Fair play to him. I'm surprised he didn't get the man of the match. And for Real Mallorca, if we're talking about the best player for them, then, it's a tough decision, because I think in the midfield everyone did very well, but it's either, I don't know, I couldn't even tell you. I think that whole midfield get my man of the match. Omar Mascarell, Pablo Torre, and Samu Costa, all 3 of them would get it, because again, I think they controlled the match out there today. in lots of different aspects for Real Mallorca. So 3 really important points for Real Mallorca and a bit of a bummer for Espanyol. Again, not the end of the world for them. They're at 7th place, but if they wanted to fight for European football, then it was a big blow. They're going to stay at 7th place after that result with 37 points. They are a match ahead of most teams. Most teams are still yet to play today, so depending on what the results will be, they'll either go up or down. So, 3 really important points for Real Mallorca out there today. You can see the protagonists now outside, who are Martin Valgent and Antonio Rayo, and our correspondent's going to be having a word with them to see what they think. And for me, I mean, talking about these 2 players, just the defense just wasn't there today. I think despite the good second half, bringing it back is positive, right? But I think the manager has to look at the performance out there today, and it just was not good enough. If Espanyol didn't get that red card, then I definitely don't think Real Mallorca were bringing that back. The first half was just too quiet. It wasn't good enough. The second half was good because they did their part. They went up, they got the 2 goals, but if it wasn't for that, then it really wasn't a good performance out there today. All that matters either way is Real Mallorca got the 3 points. They brought it back after trailing down, and that's all that matters. So that is going to be the end of today's live stream from me. I've been your host for today, Daniel Armstrong. What an entertaining match we've had. It really, really was a very entertaining match, especially that second half. We saw everything. Red cards, we saw goals, everything happened in that second half. It was absolutely brilliant. And I will say, the goal from Samu Costa is absolutely brilliant. One of the best goals I've seen all season. The pass from Omar Mascarell into Samu Costa, seriously, the turn, the finish, just everything about it. It's a brilliant goal. And again, that's, a link up between that midfield. Samu Costa, it's Omar Mascarell, he passes into Samu Costa, he gets the goal, and then the first goal, is a brilliant goal from Pablo Torre. He gets the rebound, he gets the shot off, the rebound comes from Samu Costa. The midfield did everything out there today. All the goals came from those 3, and they seriously deserve the praise out there today, that midfield for Real Mallorca, because if it wasn't for them, then they would have been in the mud in that matchup out there today, I think. So again, that's the end today. The guy on the screen, that fan kind of looks like Vidal Muriki, I kind of have to say. But that is going to be the end of today's live stream from me here. I've been your host for today, Daniel Armstrong. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's YouTube Play Red channel. If you want to continue watching interviews, you can stay in the live stream and watch more of the opinions from the fans outside. You can see the 2 little kids there, very happy to get the result. Probably not happy that Vidal Muriki didn't score, because that's probably their favorite player. But either way, a positive. If you are new to the YouTube Play Red channel, make sure you subscribe, you leave a like, and turn on post notifications for weekouts for every matchup. Thank you so much for tuning in. What a brilliant result. What the brilliant 3 points. And, well, Visca Mallorca. See you later, everybody.